Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning, everyone. You're here at the Finance and Fiscal Resources Committee meeting. It's Tuesday, May 7, a little after 8:30 a.m. Our first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone here from the public who would like to comment this morning? All right, seeing none, our next item is the consent agenda, which includes items A through D. Could I get a motion for the consent agenda? Moved by Commissioner Sparks, support by Commissioner McLeod. Any questions, comments on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to item 3 from Human Resources. It's a labor agreement, Technical Professional and Office Workers Association of Michigan.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to approve a 5-year labor agreement spanning May 16, 2024 through December 31, 2028 between the County of Kent, 3 Kent County Courts, and the Technical Professional and Office Workers Association of Michigan, which we call the TPOAM, and to authorize the board chair or designee to sign the agreement. Approval is requested for a 5-year labor agreement with TPOAM, which represents 349 Kent County employees. Major changes are summarized below. Wages will increase 4% retroactive to February 13, 2024, 3% in 2025, and 2% in 2026. A wage reopener will apply for 2027 and 2028. Effective the first day of the pay period following May 16, adjustments will result in increased pay for employees in 9 different classifications. A high deductible health plan will be added with 15% employee premium contribution, an associated employer wellness incentive program, add $100 copay for specialty medications, and lower RX out-of-pocket maximum. The maximum retiree healthcare stipend will increase by $50 to $450 per month for employees who retire on or after May 16, 2024. The effective date of a separate retiree healthcare rating pool will be postponed to January 1, 2025. Vacation, PTO, other time off banks, and disability benefits will be adjusted to enhance employee security, flexibility, and work-life balance. 80 hours of paid parental leave will be added for births or adoptions occurring on or after May 16 of 2024. Maximum supplemental life insurance coverage will increase from $150,000 to $450,000. The cost of the across-the-board increase to salaries during the first 3 years of this agreement is $5,459,697.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Motion. Moved by Commissioner Sparks. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Kallman. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item comes from the Administrator's Office, and it's adding 2 full-time positions to the Prosecutor's Office to support the Domestic Violence Action Network.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to add 2 full-time Domestic Violence Action Network, or DVAN, advocates to the Kent County Prosecutor's Office and appropriate $450,000 of American Rescue Plan Act proceeds to the 2024 Special Projects Fund. Summary. On December 1, 2022, the Kent County Board of Commissioners allocated $4 million of ARPA proceeds to DVAN. DVAN has selected Safe Haven as the coordinating entity and fiduciary for the ARPA funds. Safe Haven has submitted a framework for the DVAN in collaboration with the organizations that comprise the network. The framework includes survivor advocates embedded within the prosecutor's office and a request for the county to allocate a portion of ARPA funding for 2 full-time DVAN advocates through December 31 of 2026. DVAN advocates will provide survivors of domestic violence with information, advocacy, support, crisis intervention, and referrals through case management services, including, but not limited to, safety planning, court support, ongoing contact, support in the community, verifying subpoena service, tracking victims' rights notifications. These roles are an important component of the DVAN model. If funding is eliminated or decreased, the positions will be eliminated unless continuation of funding is approved pursuant to fiscal policy on grants, contracts, and donations. Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents as to form prior to signature.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Green. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Merchant. All right, any questions or comments? Commissioner Green.
Thank you, Chair. Just briefly on the ARPA fund, and my memory's failing me at the moment, but I know we did appropriate funds for the Domestic Violence Action Network. What is the balance of that, and where are we at with that? Is this above and beyond what we had done initially for that?
This is the amount that was allocated.
Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't remember the exact figure, so, okay, thank you.
All right, Commissioner McLeod.
Thank you, Chair. So just a quick question. So it's been a minute since we allocated this, and I too have some lapses in memory. So is this a pilot then for this DVAN office?
It's a brand-new thing, yes. So in my mind, it's a pilot. They're gonna see how it works. But I think somebody, maybe the prosecutor, or somebody who's helping to stand this up might be a better person to answer. But it's a brand-new thing that we're doing with the ARPA funds. And I imagine you'll learn some things, but the intent would be that somehow it carries on.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a domestic violence court. I mean, that's essentially what we're going to do, is create a domestic violence court, much like some of the other treatment courts, like a drug court, veterans court, something like that. So we're intending to create one for the county. We were working with 62B Kentwood and the 61st District Court, and so we're using the ARPA funds to get it going. We've been trying to do it since 2017, but haven't had the funding. But part of that is, yeah, we're looking at, we just hired a DVAN director that's hopefully get other funding. So we're not intending to have this as the county funding it for the rest of its existence. We hope to go out to the, whether it be VOCA funding, whether it be Steelcase Foundation, whatever it may be, to get funding to continue this as we go forward.
Yep, that's what I wanted to just clarify, because I mean, I think it's a great pilot, but if we have good results that come from this, I just was hoping that maybe there was some additional funding requests that would come through other sources. So,
That's the plan.
thank you.
All right, any other questions? Commissioner Sparks.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to know, within this program, I know Safe Haven usually deals with women. Are we looking at men as survivors of domestic
Sure.
violence as
Yep.
well?
And, Safe Haven's just the, but they also work with men too. So it's men, women, whoever are the victims, we will serve either.
Commissioner Antor.
Thank you. Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
I don't have all the information from here. Are these going to be two attorney positions?
No, these are victim advocate positions. So these are in the victim advocate office, so they are going to be specifically designated for the cases that come in to really intensely work. We have our advocates right now, but they're more focused on, they'll refer people and help out with court, but we want these two advocates to really go out and provide support to these domestic violence victims, because that's one of the things we see is victims fall off because, whether the defendant's the primary breadwinner, childcare, whatever it is, they don't want to deal with it, court goes on too long, to really have somebody that builds that support saying, hey, we're here for you, stick with us, and really more intensive than our current advocates are doing.
Okay, and unfortunately, they're probably going to be plenty busy in their positions. Are they going to be ambidextrous enough to be able to do other things within your?
I believe so. I mean, I think that's part of the, because there's plenty of domestic violence cases, because this is only, right now, we're looking at 50 on both courts, so 100. So, we looked at our stats, we're 1,100 domestic violence cases.
Plenty
so
of
I think
work, unfortunately.
They
Okay,
can
thanks.
help out there too.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, any other questions or comments? Thank you for answering those questions for
Thanks.
us. So all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item comes from the Sheriff's Office, and it's the Sheriff Wastewater Screening Capital Improvement Program Project.
Action requested, approve the transfer of $310,000 to the Sheriff's Wastewater Screening Capital Improvement Program project utilizing funds from the Sheriff's AED Replacement CIP project of $173,000 and the Sheriff's Cell Door CIP project of $137,000. Summary, the City of Grand Rapids has mandated that the Sheriff's Office implement a screening system for the wastewater from the jail. The project involves excavating an area to create a wet well. 2 300-gallon per minute chopper pumps will be installed in the wet well that will chop up debris that enters the pump. The debris will be collected and properly disposed, and the wastewater will be pumped through a spiral screen and continue into the city's wastewater system. The city has reviewed this plan and given their approval. This project was put out to bid, and the bids came in higher than the CIP project budget for this project, which was set at $1.1 million. Once the bid amount, construction, engineering, and contingency are factored in, an additional $310,000 is necessary for this project. It is recommended that $173,000 be transferred from the Sheriff's AED Replacement CIP which came in under budget, and $137,000 be transferred from the sheriff's cell door project, which is coming in under budget. Per the county CIP policy, transfers of $25,000 or more from one project to another must be approved by the Finance and Physical Resources Committee.
Great. Thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wooden. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Hildebrand. Questions or comments? Yes, Commissioner McLeod.
So, the first bullet of the summary of the request just had me perplexed just a bit. So this was a mandate from the city of Grand Rapids that obviously didn't come along with funding. So, could someone speak to that, mandate and just, oh, thank you, Sheriff, I see you're coming. Just to help me understand, like, how this, is a county responsibility to do this?
So this has been, and obviously I'm not very technically up to date in wastewater treatment, so I'm just gonna put that out there. I'll use it in layman term, the way it was explained to me 100 times when I'm like, we have to spend what, for what? But, out of the correctional facility, there is, a large number of things that are flushed through the system that are not waste. And we've worked with the city of Grand Rapids over a number of years, like decades, where there have been problems because of the waste coming from the correctional facility, to the point that we have shifted operationally, some of the products that we use to distribute food, any bag materials that might come with commissary, because we wanted to try to avoid doing this to begin with, but we continued to fail inspections over time. We were given multiple warnings. Those warnings then yielded a project that was agreed upon between the city of Grand Rapids and the sheriff's office, and also county administration as the resolution, and we accepted that resolution. We went through the CIP process. It was budgeted, just like every other heavy construction project, though. It's been very difficult for us to nail down a price. And in fact, the first time we talked about it, it was substantially less expensive than when we went out to get it pre-costed, and then substantially more now that it's out for bid. So I suspect if we don't do it now, we're gonna be talking about more money later, so,
Thank you.
yeah.
Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Chair. And just to confirm, because I see in the third bullet, that dollars be transferred from the AED replacement CIP project and the cell door project, both of which coming under budget. That means those are still proceeding. You're just taking either contingency or leftover funds from those and allocating it to this one.
True. So the AED is the one thing that has come in way under budget in a long time. Right, yes. There was another couple vendors on the scene that really helped that bidding process. So that one is complete. It's fully implemented. That money is left. Cell door project, I think you'll probably recall that we had to come back for more money at some point. And there's been a contingency on that project that was not required to complete the project. So this is coming out of the remaining funds that are contingency and will not impact the final execution of that project, which is very, very near final completion. We have a couple touch-ups in a couple places, punch list kind of things, but it's done. So I'm very confident I will not be back asking for more cell door project because we transferred this.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the sheriff on this project? All right, thank you so much. All right, so all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to item number 6 from the 17th Circuit Court. It's Community Corrections Comprehensive Plan and Grant Application.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to approve the annual Community Corrections Comprehensive Plan and application for funding under PA 511 of 1988. Summary. Public Act 511 of 1988 provides funding for community corrections advisory boards to administer and operate programs to provide alternatives to incarceration for offenders. The state requires a resolution approving the plan submission from the Board of Commissioners. The anticipated grant period is October 1, 2024 through September 30, 2025. It is expected that the grant will be renewable. An appropriation request will be forthcoming after approval of the plan.
All right, thanks, Sal. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner Hildenbrand, is there support? Support by Commissioner Green. Questions? Yes, I could tell you had a question, Commissioner McLeod.
You see it on my face?
Yes.
So I just have a question about the plan. Where is it?
My name is Andy Verheek. I'm one of the planners with the Community Corrections Office. We can very easily send you the application. It's several hundred pages long with program descriptions, that sort of thing. Part one's about 11 pages long. If you would like, we can send that to you so you could review it.
Yeah, I think it would just be helpful to have at least an active summary of the plan so that we know what we're voting on. Because it says we're voting on the plan and grant application, so at least having some information on the plan would be helpful.
Are you able to provide some more details on what the plan is?
Oh, yeah, so what the plan, excuse me. So what the plan does is lays out how we're going to use the requested funds. So it goes on to indicate the programming that we're going to provide. It will also go on to detail the goals that we have for that funding in terms of reducing prison commitment rates, as well as working on recidivism, as well as working towards the goals that we have with our pretrial programming. So.
All right, Commissioner Wooden?
That was essentially my question, but I guess to add on, are there any substantive changes from, because it sounds like this is an annual.
Yes, an annual grant application. We have to apply for the funding yearly.
Yeah.
There are no substantive changes other than some adjustment of the funds that we have and changing one of the programs that we funded for last year, but no other substantive changes outside of that.
For my own curiosity, and just because we don't have it in front of us, what's that program?
So last year in the springtime, just like a lot of other fields, employment, that sort of thing, one of our funded agencies ran into a staffing issue with one of their programs. So they were putting that on hold for a few months. Happened to be an outpatient substance use disorder treatment program. Because of putting that on hold, we had worked with another agency to bring another program online to kind of backfill that hold that has occurred. That original program has since come back online. They have started enrolling individuals again, doing treatment again. That new program did not take off as we had hoped. So we did, actually, they had one enrollment this year since October, so that money has already been reallocated to other services within the county, including additional funding to our administrative costs. And that's what we've done for fiscal year '25, is reallocated that money to other funding within the community.
Perfect.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you for the
Thanks.
explanation. So all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. All right, so we are at item number 7, and it's from the 17th Circuit Court, Mental Health Court Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Grant.
Action requested, recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate $133,700 from the Department of Health and Human Services Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA, Office to the 2024 Special Projects Fund for the 17th Circuit Court Mental Health Court, and to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the grant agreement, approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary: on March 9, 2017, the Board of Commissioners accepted and appropriated a mental health court planning grant awarded by the State Court Administrative Office for the 17th Circuit Court Mental Health Court. A mental health court is a specialized court docket for certain defendants with mental illness that substitutes a problem-solving model for traditional criminal court processing. The Board of Commissioners approved 5 years of the $400,000 grant from May 31, 2019 through May 30, 2024 on various resolutions as stated. The Circuit Court has submitted a budget of $133,700 for a no-cost 4-month extension for June 1, 2024 through September 30, 2024, to accommodate for a change in the year-end for the SAMHSA grant. Grant dollars will be used to contract for the following services: transportation, program coordination, clinical support, data entry, program involvement, drug tests, and legal defense. Program goals involve improving public safety by reduction in recidivism for defendants, improving the quality of life for participants with mental illnesses, and increasing their participation in effective treatment and reducing court and corrections-related costs through administrative efficiencies, and often by providing an alternative to incarceration. The court has a caseload of up to 40 clients, and most, if not all, clients in the mental health court are managed in the community while being engaged in treatment. Corporate counsel will review and approve all documents as to form prior to signature.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Motion. Moved by Commissioner Sparks. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Oliver King. Questions or comments regarding this item? Yes, Commissioner Sparks.
I just want to say that I appreciate the fact that we have these courts and these programs. They are so helpful. If you've never been to one of the hearings, or to one of the graduations, or to one of the, the services, you should take the opportunity to go to that, because it is, for many of those people, it's very life-changing. I'm so thankful for it.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. I was just curious if any of the goals cited here, do they bleed kind of over to the veterans courts? Because I know there's a lot of mental health issues in that court as well. And I'm just kind of curious if some of this grant money might bleed over to help people in that segment.
I don't know, but I can find out.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to item number 8 from the Administrator's Office, and it's Property Development Rights Donation from Hope Church Brethren.
All right. Action requested. Recommend to the, all right. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate a donation of development rights from Hope Church Brethren valued at $315,000 to the FY 2024 Agricultural Preservation Budget in the Special Projects Fund, and authorize the board chair or designee to execute the agreement, approve extensions and increases to the appropriations not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary. The Board of Commissioners approved the Purchase of Development Rights PDR ordinance on November 26, 2002. The ordinance authorizes the county to acquire development rights of farmland throughout the county by purchase, gift, grant, bequest, devise, covenant, or contract. Hope Church Brethren, a congregation, desires to permanently preserve 2 parcels it owns in Bound Township, totaling approximately 70 acres. The Agricultural Preservation Board reviewed the donation for compliance with the selection criteria and recommends that the county accept the donated development rights. The parcels are actively farmed, and an environmental review revealed no evidence of recognized environmental hazards. The appraisal for the 2 properties valued the development rights at $315,000. The Agricultural Preservation Board obtained title insurance and has funding to pay for all closing costs. Though the development rights are being donated, the value needs to be appropriated to record the donated assets. Corporate counsel will review and approve all documents as to form.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner McLeod. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Antor. Questions, comments? Yes, Commissioner Antor.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank Hope Church for donating their development rights. Sometimes that's what it takes, and that's, I know out east Pennsylvania, at the beginning of their program, which has since grown to become the poster child for ag preservations, there's a couple key farms that donated the rights to kind of spur it on. So this is always, it's a very generous offer that they're doing, and I appreciate that very much.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes. Yes.
All those opposed, please say no.
No.
All right, motion passes. Brings us to item 9, community action. Rural Transit Assistant Program 2024.
Action requested, recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate $5,500 in grant funds from the Michigan Public Transit Association, MPTA, for the Rural Transit Assistance Program to the 2024 Kent County Community Action Fund budget, contingent upon execution of a contract, and to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the grant agreement, approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary. The Michigan Public Transit Association has made $5,500 available for Kent County Community Action to administer federal Rural Transit Assistance Program funds. The Rural Transit Assistance Program funds will cover the cost of eligible training activities, equipment, and/or technical assistance research activities, which promote or benefit rural public transportation in Kent County. The period of performance is October 1, 2023 through September 30, 2026. Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents as to form prior to signature.
Thanks, Sal. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner Oliver King. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Sparks. Questions or comments? Commissioner McLeod.
I don't know if anyone's here from the KCCA, but I just wondered what would be some of the specific opportunities that would help promote, transportation, transit assistance in the rural counties.
Good morning. My name is Rachel Kunith. I'm a program manager at KCCA. I oversee our transportation programs. We're hoping to use the funds to be able to send staff to training opportunities, conferences where best practices are shared and networking opportunities exist to learn how other counties implement transportation solutions for their rural areas. So it's a small amount of money that will help cover the cost of a couple of staff to go to an annual conference where a lot of those topics are presented on, and there's opportunities for rural transit providers to network and share ideas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Definitely rural transportation is something that in my district, people have trouble with getting downtown or other places for their jobs. So that'll be interesting to find out what is learned. All right, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Item number 10 is from the Health Department, and it's the West Michigan Perinatal Quality Collaborative Mini Grant for safe firearm storage education.
Action requested, recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate $14,000 to the 2024 Health Fund budget for the West Michigan Perinatal Quality Collaborative Grant, and authorize a health officer or designee to execute the grant agreement, approve extensions, amendments, and increases of the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary. The Health Department has received $14,000 in funding from the West Michigan Perinatal Quality Collaborative, WMPQC, to provide training to healthcare providers that educates and empowers them to engage with patients about the necessity of safe firearm storage. The training is based on the BestSmartForKids.org evidence-based curriculum. In the United States in 2020 and 2021, firearms contributed to the deaths of more children ages 1 to 17 years than any other type of injury or illness. Between 2018 and 2021, 58 Kent County residents aged 0 to 25 lost their lives as a result of homicide and suicide involving a firearm. Grant funds will be used to educate personnel in medical offices that provide services to families with small children. The Health Department anticipates providing education in 25 offices between May and August. The education will be provided by a contracted employee who has the expertise and skill to provide quality and accurate education in an unbiased manner. The grant term is April 1, 2024 through September 30, 2024. Assistant Corporate Counsel will review and approve the agreement as to form prior to signature.
All right, thanks, Sal. Is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
I saw Commissioner Oliver King over there. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Commissioner Wooden. Questions or comments on this item? Commissioner Coleman.
Thank you, Chair. When I was in middle school, unfortunately lost a good friend due to a firearm accident, so I think this is a important thing, to educate people on. So I'm just curious about the audience. Does personnel in medical offices, does that mean like pediatric staff, pediatric offices? What's the audience and how does this percolate to families, the knowledge?
Yes, good morning. Absolutely. The audience would be, for example, pediatric offices. I've already gotten a request from Kent County, both JRPS and the county school nurses would like the opportunity to gain this education. Anyone that has regular contact with families, so for example, a well child visit, right now, most medical offices do not address firearm safety, and the reason that they don't is they don't really know how to. And so this is just an education to say, this is a good way to approach it, and here's some valuable information you can give families.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? I know from my personal experience going to the doctor with my kids, that question is always asked, like, are there firearms in the home? So I think that's, one place to start, but giving them, extra details, extra education is important, as we've seen some incidents here recently in Kent County, so this is very important. Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, so all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Our next item on the agenda, item number 11, comes to us from the Administrator's Office, and it's the Summer 2024 General Operating Property Tax Levy.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to authorize the summer 2024 general operating property tax levy. Summary. Pursuant to state law, a notice of a public hearing concerning the 2024 budget was published in a newspaper of general circulation on July 30, 2023, and a public hearing concerning the budget was held on August 10, 2023. The Kent County Board of Commissioners adopted a fiscal year 2024 appropriation on August 24, 2023. The 2024 adopted budget requires a levy of 4.0987 mils to be authorized for the 2024 summer tax billing, which has a tax levy date of July 1, 2024. Funds derived from the levy of this millage will be utilized to support general operating purposes included in the county's 2024 adopted budget.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner McLeod. Is there support? Support. Support by Commissioner Sparks. Questions or comments? Commissioner Sparks.
Thank you, Chair. I just have a question. Newspapers are not as prevalent anymore. Are we going to eventually move where we post this information so more people can get the information? Or is this just something that we have to do? Or do we post other places as well?
We certainly post it on our website.
Okay.
We are required by state law yet to publish in this manner.
Right.
Years ago, Representative Price and others headed an effort to try to change the law because newspaper subscription rates are down so dramatically, and we're unsuccessful in doing so. So it is something that's top of mind. We do, however, have a lot of engagement with our website, so we have included it there as well.
Great question. Any other questions or comments on this item? All right, seeing none. All those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to Commissioner Miscellaneous. Is there any Commissioner Miscellaneous? Anything on your mind that you need to let us know about today? We have time. All right. All right. One thing, our next meeting following this is a work session on the zoo, and it will be here in this room, starting at 9:30. So if you have time, please stay for that and get some more information. All right, our next meeting will be on Tuesday, May 21 at 8:30 a.m. We will see you then again.
Well done, Madam Chair.